Hello, 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 everybody. As per usual, hold on just a few seconds while I get the other screen on. A memento. I just got to sort of play it, so it won't be a second. All right, there we are. We're on. We're on. First of all, guys, can you do me a favour and type something into chat for me, just so I know that it is coming through on the screen. So just type anything in chat. We'll just chat. We'll just put hi. And there we go. And if you can see me, hopefully, that's it. That's it. Debbie, can you hear me? Debbie Morris, that's it. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Right. Okay. Dokie. Well, hello, 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 and welcome to another live stream. Okay, and we are back. Look, I'll tell you what. You don't want to be seeing two of me, do you? Let's just move that around there a little bit. There you go. That's fine. Well, guys, welcome. It's a Sunday, and it's Showhomesonline time, and I will hopefully we'll get a few more watches in. I'll give you some information about what we've been up to this week. Been quite a busy week. Today, especially today, has been a bit of a sad day, really, because one of my friends called Kev, who is part of my walking group, because I have. Apart from this, I do a lot of history for our local town and stuff. And one of my friends, Kevin, unfortunately passed away. So we've done a kind of walk to a bit of in memory of him today. See if I can get a picture up on my phone. That's your man there. Look, there's your man there. I hope you can see it with that mirror. Just there it is. So that's Kev. That is. A friend of mine. He's also a member of my walking group, and unfortunately he died of cancer, unfortunately. And it's been nice to get some people together, and also we have done this walk, which today this morning I think we've walked 5.9 miles, I think it was. So that's pretty good going. But we raised well, hopefully by the end of the day it will be £300 for the local hospice, which was his choice of charity. So that's really good, isn't it? So if I keep looking over now, you'll know I'm looking at the... let me just say hello to some people. So hi Chloe, hi Debbie, hi Tom, hi Tony, hi IKEA man. I bet he's good at flat pack. Hi Greg. We will. Warrington is on the radar. Yeah, Tony, that's just one of those things, isn't it? You're either lucky or you're not. Well, tonight, what are we talking about tonight? Well, as you know, last week we had a really good chat, didn't we? Really good chat last week about the history of house building and designs and things like that. So that's what where we kind of got to, and loads and loads of people, nearly 1,000 people have watched that already on the channel. So it's nice, some really good comments back from it saying that it really helped them, and it gave them a bit of information behind the house builders and stuff. So that's kind of what we're going to be following on from that. So we've looked at the different house styles, so we're going to talk about tonight about looking for a house and following it on from there. So we're just going to be looking at the various stages of what we do if you're looking for a house. Now, I'm sure some of you have already done this process already, and some of you have already bought a house, and will probably be shouting at me through the through the computer, going oh, so IKEA man is just a big fan of IKEA. Oh, well, But is he good at flat pack? That's what we want to know, isn't it, ultimately? Hi, Grace. How are you? I'll tell you when we're going to be starting again. We are, as it stands, we are just about next week to book our first bookings in for show home reviews. It's been really good. We've got lots in the pipeline. It's just obviously, as you know, with COVID, that's been very difficult reviewing show homes, but we are actually starting on some show homes, starting to record them next week. And it's nice as well this time because we've had a lot of developers come forward and say, would we be interested in reviewing the show homes? And in some cases, a lot, you know, in some cases, and some developers, we're waiving our fee. We're waiving our normal fee, just kind of like so we can help, you know, get things moving again, especially for you guys, because it's important we get get stuff on the channel, and you know, we want to get things moving again. So we are starting to record. We've got a whole new look about it. So has anybody seen the Showhomesonline trailer I posted this week? The nice contemporary one with that white background, quite clean cut, what have you. Well, that's kind of the look we're going to go for now with Showhomesonline. We're going for a more sort of contemporary look with it, really. But we're not going to be losing the. We're not going to become all pompous or anything. That's just looking. Yeah, and we're not going to come all pompous and posh and all that sort of stuff. We're not. We're going to still be real. But yeah, it's important we keep the realist theme going, isn't it? Yeah, so that's part of that. So, you know, we've got a brand new camera as well, which we've been testing. And it's so difficult to be able to not, you know, to film a show home and not have the curvature of the sides, because I've been trying with cameras now to review houses. I mean, we've been working on our own house, trying to get the camera angle right so it's not looking, you know, too curved. But I think to get an entire room in on one camera and on one camera, that's what you have to do. Unfortunately, you have to have a wide angle lens. So some people say it. I think the earlier videos made people feel a little bit sick, but actually the newer videos we've been putting on aren't as bad. So, and this new camera we've got isn't as bad either. So I'll show you some of the little bits and pieces we're recording on. So we have got one of these, which is a camera gimbal. So what this does is enables us to be able to get the footage silky smooth, and we're able to move it around and get a better kind of feel for the room, really. So we're improving that. Plus, from November, we are going to be bringing you some drone footage. So we'll have some drone footage of the site, potentially wherever it's possible to do that, and also some drone footage, better looking at the house from above and the different angles and stuff like that. So that's really good. I've got my Mavic Mini drone. It's just waiting to be used, so to speak, you know. So yeah, so I would expect to see some new show homes filtering through over the kind of next month or so. So there you go. So we're gonna now we're gonna sort of go through the buying the new home process, okay? And that's kind of like the theme for tonight, really, is about what we do. So without further ado, I'm sure people are going to come in and out, and you know, I mean, I think at the most we had 40 watches the other week. So I would, if you can, please like and share this live feed with if you possibly can, and that's the only way really to sort of get it out and about. So yeah, I don't think, to be honest with you, is that just asked the question, but we will cover show homes in a short while. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, already do that. If you're not on our Facebook page, get yourself on there, because you'll know about the latest things. We're also on Instagram as well, okay? So smash those buttons and we'll be really happy with that, okay? Okie dokie, right, okay. Now, buying a new house. Now, where we got to is looking for a new house. Okay, so when we're looking for a new house. So we're going to use where we live in Telford for a good example. Okay, so we're looking for a new property. Now, we got one to sell? Are we a first time buyer? Say for instance, we've got a property to sell. Okay, say we've got, for instance, a 3-bedroom detached house for sale. Say for instance it's on, I don't know, 220,000. Let's say for instance 220,000. It's a cheap house, and we want to now go and buy. We want to move out, and we want to get a bigger property. You know, at the realm of the res of the 4 bedrooms with a single garage, double garage, whatever we can find. Okay, so we're looking for that new property. And what's the first thing we do? So we know we potentially got our mortgage in place, or you may be a cash buyer. So we're looking for our property. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go onto the internet, aren't we? We're going to think, well, actually, let's look at our local area of what we've got around. So you're going to have a lot of different house builders in your area. You're going to have the Taylor Wimpey's, what we call the mainstream house builders, Taylor Wimpey, Barrett, Persimmon, all of those, David Wilson, all of those mainstream developers will be in your area doing something or other. Okay, and those developers start from some of the cheapest houses, which can be from Persimmon, to the most expensive houses, which could be from Bovis and Redrow. They're all on the scale. Okay, and they all cater for different house buyers. Okay, so putting me in that bracket, I'm looking for my 4-bed house. So in my local area, I know that Redrow are building an area near Priorsley. So what we do know is if we wanted a house in Priorsley, we know we've got to pay a premium for it. So we'll be paying a lot more money for the area. So when people ask us at Showhomesonline what the price is, it's irrelevant, because the price is different on every single different site. You could go, you could go into London, Surrey, Sussex, and the prices are astronomical. They go through the roof. Milton Keynes is the same. Come up here, as you get more north, the prices get cheaper. So it's really impossible to sort of say about pricing for housing. So, but it is all dependent on your budget, really, of what you've got to spend. So if you've got £200,000 knocking around, then potentially you could go and get yourself a Persimmon house. You could probably negotiate quite a tasty deal out of that, okay? Because they provide that level there. But don't forget, you could buy a Persimmon house and add all the bells and whistles to it, and have quite a nice functioning house with all the latest bits and pieces in it, the cookers, all of the tiles and all of that sort of stuff. You're able to have that, aren't you? So it's all about that. So now if I was thinking now, I want something a little bit more, I want something, then you'd be looking at the smaller type of houses. So for instance, being built here in the town, we've got Lovell as a developer. Lovell are providing some really, really good value for money properties. So, they're providing townhouses and stuff like that, where you can pick up a really good deal. Okay, so we're looking at all of these different developers. So how do you find these developers? How do we find them? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a Google search, aren't we? So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we're going to do a Google search for new homes in Telford. Okay, there we go. So we've got, look, so first of all, I'm going to bring the camera around a little bit, right? I don't know whether you can see that much, but straight away we have got lots of advertisements at the top. The big boys, the ones that have got the money, your Barrett, your Taylor Wimpey, your Redrow, even Elan Homes there. They are all paying extra money to be at the top of Google, okay? Most people just probably ignore that, to be honest with you, and go right the way down. So in the league then, we've got Rightmove, okay? We've got Persimmon, we've got Zoopla, okay? We've got Prime Location. all the usual suspects. They're all there, aren't they? In that row, okay? Just the word Telford was just enough to bring all of that up, wasn't it? You know, so you're looking now, you're now comparing. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go through those different sites. You can have a look around and see what's what. So you're going to be seeing developers like Kia Living, for instance, or you're going to be looking at Anvil Homes, companies you've probably never heard of, and you're going to yourself, well, actually, I've never heard of them. So how do we know how good they are? So obviously with Showhomes Online, you contact us and you say, well, what do you think of them? Okay, so how do you know? What are you looking for? So we're looking. So let's have a look. So we know we've got Barrett's. So we go, for instance, let's go with Persimmon, for instance. So we're going to click on the Persimmon website. Now, everybody at home now, I want you to do something for me, okay? I want you to open up another window on your, if you're browsing on your, if you're on your computer or your tablet, open up another window, and I want you to open Persimmon Homes' website. There is a reason for this, okay? So open up the Persimmon Homes website. When everybody's opened it up, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up or a smiley emoji in the comments box there, and I'll know. We'll go on to the next bit, okay? So get yourselves all on the Persimmon website while I have a drink. Okay, that's it. So if you can do that, that'll be good. So I'll give you a few seconds to get that done, okay? And I'll meet you on there, okay? So you're going on the Persimmon Homes website. We're only using this as an example, but you'll see where you'll see what I'm getting on with that, okay? Okay, good stuff. Right, we're on. Okay. Okay, right, we're good. Right. Okay, so we've got the Persimmon website up. Let's get a bit closer. Let's get a little bit closer. There we go. We've got the Persimmon website up there. Okay. Now we're looking at it. So I've automatically. So now it's looking at Telford. Okay. So now we're looking at Telford. So we've got most of Persimmon's website is a map, isn't it? On the desktop version. So it's showing there. You've got a little bit. I can't do nothing with that map. I'm scrolling with the mouse. I can't really do much with it. Okay, but I know it's telling me that the information about the developer. Okay, so I've got a development called Oak Tree Gardens. Okay, so I'm going to click on Oak Tree Gardens. Okay, so we're in Oak Tree Gardens now. So if you guys do that, I want you to go to Shropshire and then go to Newport or just type in Oak Tree Gardens. Okay, so what we've got on the Persimmon site is we've got pictures. We haven't got real pictures of the houses of what they look like. Okay, so we haven't got any real pictures of their designs. Now Persimmon, they have been building these designs now for probably over 10 years now, these designs, and nobody's thought to actually put the actual original looking house on there. So when you go onto the Persimmon site, you want to be inspired by the house types. You want to be looking and going, do you know what? Oh, that looks really nice, that is. But they're not. These are the same pictures that you get in your brochure, okay? In your brochure that you get from the sales area. So what we're going to do, so straight away, we've got the advertising. It's a bit about COVID, etc. The information on how to contact, blah, blah, blah. Prices starting at 169,000. So we're going to scroll down and we've got a little bit of a video there. Look, can you see it? So the video is quite dark, isn't it? That's quite dark, quite a dark sort of video. And then we go down to the house types here. So you can actually see that here we've got a Chedworth here, a 4-bedroom detached house at 284. Okay, so let's go down right down and we'll see what else they've got. Okay, There you go. So look at that, a 3-bed mid-terraced house, 182,000. So that's actually, you know, you get what you pay for. Yes, you get what you pay for. But then this map is really annoying. So now what I want to do now is I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? I wouldn't mind a Clayton. So let's click on the Clayton. Now, there ain't. So you can see, you can only click on making it bigger, look. So look, there's no real pop-up. So you've got to literally click the plot to bring it up, okay? So we've got a bit of a plan there, look. There's only a couple of rooms in it, you know, and there you go. It's quite as basic as they come. I don't know whether that was intentionally that way. So, okay, what I want then is we'll go back. So I want to get a brochure, don't I? So I want a brochure of the development, okay? So I'm going to go up to the top corner, which is request brochure, okay? There you go. So I've got to put my details in there, okay? I've got to put my details in there to get that brochure, okay? Now, it would be really easy if we could just download that brochure straight off there. One link, download straight into your box there. But no, because obviously what they want is all your information, okay? Your contact number, etc., just to make that inquiry, which they're in sales, they're quite entitled to do that. But believe me, when I'm sending off information to developers, because I'm sort of sourcing where we're going, etc., my mailbox, if I showed it you, is jam-packed full of any bit of news on that development. You're on that email list, and it's really difficult to get off it. But they are here to make money ultimately, aren't they? So that's the main thing. So let's go. So let's look at that then. So that is the Persimmon website. So we've all had a look at that. So what are your general opinions on there? Yeah. So yeah, like you say, I don't think potentially it's a very good website, but they sell, they're Britain's biggest house builder. So who are we to complain about them? They sell houses. Okay, so we're going to go to Taylor Wimpey next. Okay, so let's go and put that into the search bar now. Let's go with Taylor Wimpey. Okay, guys, I'll give you a second to get into Taylor Wimpey. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me show. Is anybody so let's all go on to Taylor Wimpey now. I'll give you a few seconds, guys, to get onto that website, okay? Yeah, as James makes the point, James, I will be in touch with you. It's just been an absolute crazy manic week this week. It really has. Now, as James says, if they're interested, why not let them call you? Yeah, that is true. But some people just want to browse and have a look around, look at their options without giving any information, okay? People just want to go and show homes anonymously and just go and have a look. That's what people want to do. But the way it's set up at the moment, they want information from you, don't they? That information, the marketing. I mean, actually, it's no different to you when you shop. You know, all that information's being saved about. You know, when you had club cards and things like that. Anyway, so we're on Taylor Wimpey now. So let's have a look. So the Taylor Wimpey has got a great picture, nice big picture of all of their house types there. Look, you know, we've got, I think it's, now you're testing me. So I think we've got the Thornbury there. We've got the Bradenham. We've got the Alton G. And then I think we've got a Linford at the end there by the looks of it. So we're looking at it. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? It's quite clean cut and simple, isn't it? So all we're going to do is we're just going to put in Telford again. It comes up, really happy about that, and search for your new home, okay? So there we go. What I like about this is it's all in one, everything is in one list here, all the way down, okay? All the sites are here. So this is Telford. And then what it does is it goes into the areas that are a little bit further away. So we're not bombarding you with information. So, all right. So for instance here, we've got this development here, Autumn Heights. So we can click on the Florence there, okay? It brings us up a really nice, no, it's an artist impression, but it's an artist impression because I haven't built any yet. That's probably the reason why. And you've got a lot of information here. So you've got a lot of overview. You've got the floor plans. So you've got these floor plans here that are actually these 3D type floor plans, which you can actually make bigger, smaller. All of you've got a lot of options there. It's nice. It's clean cut, and you've got a lot of information at a glance there. So we've got 4 bedrooms, 2 parking spaces, 2 bathrooms. It's 1,246 square feet. It's all there, all that information. Calling what time, book the appointment, log. They've got the option for you to log in and save the information. Everything is nice. The measurements in feet and inches, which is really good. And even better, look, guys. I've just seen it floating around. See at the top here, I don't know whether you can see it, but it just says view a brochure. View a brochure, not download a brochure, okay? So here we've got, this here. So basically, it's saying you have got the option of putting all your details in there. And it says if you provide a telephone number, so it's not saying it's compulsory, we will be in touch to find out your requirements, which is fair enough, isn't it? And it's saying, how do you want to get in touch? Email, SMS, telephone, post. Really good, really lots of options. But if you just want to download the brochure, we just click skip at the bottom, download now. There's my brochure. Straight away, really simple, okay? I want to save that, that's on my computer now, that is. So you've got everything about that brochure, you've got all the images, etc. Now that's what I'm talking about for ease of use, okay? So that's the same with it all, really. So with Taylor Wimpey, you just get a lot more information on it there, so I think that's a really good site. So now let's go really, really high end now, and let's go to Countryside Properties, okay? So we'll put that into Google now. Okay, so there it is, countrysideproperties.com, okay? So we're going to click on that. Now check out that page. Now, so what you've got here is you've got a bit of a sort of fade-in video here showing that they're saying they're proud to be awarded HBF 5-star rating, but you've got you've got the places people love, all of this information, all of this beautiful clean cut look about it, okay? So here, because they're a smaller developer, we now can look at some of their developments now, okay? So it shows all of the different areas, all of the different regions where they're developing. So for instance, Bellew Chase here. So let's go and click that. Okay, Bellew Keep here. Really, so look at these. So look at that, the Elvetto look. Look at that for a property. So it's in their signature collection, okay, the Elvetto. And that is how I like houses to be designed, So let's find out more about that house type, okay? So let's see what information we've got on the Elvetto. So it tells you the square foot, the price as well. The price, $769,995, okay? So it's saying you've got plenty of images there. You've got a 3D floor plan, okay? Lots of pictures on various different rooms, etc. So it's quite good, isn't it? Okay, so how do we? So we got. Let's just see if we can. So there you go. Over this side here, download a development brochure. As quick as that. Now you're talking, aren't you? So what have we got? So You have to watch with some developers, because what they end up doing is giving you a brochure, but actually it's all about the area and not actually about any of the house types. So looking at this, you know, the brochure tells you what you need to know, okay, or what they want you to know, okay. So let's go down. So is this going to be, let's have a look. So yeah, look, you can see there's no house types there. So that's a brochure, but it's not a brochure about the house types, is it? So how do we get a brochure? How do we get a brochure about the house types? Okay, how do we do that? It does, basically you can't. Okay, so that's something I think that's something really that needs to be looked at. Developers, you know, we don't want the brochure on the nice estate. We're interested in the particular house types and stuff that are on them. So websites are very, very important, but some of them are really dreadful, and they don't really give you a great deal of information. So let me just look at the that's it. Yeah. Right. Just looking at some of the comments as they were coming in. So we know potentially that I think Persimmon need a real good overhaul on their website. You know, because they have, you know, some of those houses that they build. Some of those houses are quite beautiful. Some of them have got Tudor frontages. They're not just the plain bog standard stuff you see. You know, if you did a Google search just on images just for Persimmon, you'll see. But they need to show that off. They need to inspire people, like those two websites we've seen. They need to be inspired the moment they actually go on that website, you know, and that's not happening. So let's look at another side of websites that we get. So let's just go again. New Homes, Telford, okay, and we'll go with Rightmove. Okay, so we're going to pop onto Rightmove. So straight away, Rightmove, as I've put that on there, Rightmove has pre-selected for me all of the house types in the Telford area that are for sale. So, you know, it's saying here. So first of all, we've got Anwell here. So Anwell's got they've got a picture of their show home there. Looks quite nice. I don't know if that's the show home on the development. It doesn't look like it. But you're looking at the prices. So, you know, the prices are the highest price. So what we had there, 349,000 there, 629,000 for that house at Bratton. See, Bratton's an upmarket area, so you're paying a lot more money for it. You've got Kia there, 445,000, because it's an affluent area. So you're paying more for the area that you potentially live in, and parts of Telford is the same. But as you look through all of these houses, so what's good is you've got a mixture of small individual developers against the big ones. There's no particular order of them there. You know, you've got a couple of house types, but then you've got an advert for Lovell sandwiched in the middle there, and then you've got Redrow, we've got Bovis, etc. They're all there for the taking, aren't they? So Rightmove is a good place as well to have a look, and you know, like you say, you've got that on the app. It's really easy to use. You can save them into a folder and look at them later. So that's really, really good. So I'm just looking on my sheet here. Yeah. So we know another really good website, guys, is this one. So let's go to it. Sorry, I keep moving the camera. So let's go to this one together. So any of you guys now, I want you to put in newhomesforsale.co.uk. Okay, let's go there. newhomesforsale.co.uk. You'll see it straight at the top there. Okay, now this is very, very good, especially for people like me who like brochures. So this is where I do a lot of my research on here and look at developments. Okay, so we're going to look, right, we're going to look at Telford. Okay, So here we are, straight away we've got the Barretts, we've got the David Wilson, we've got the Lovell, we've got the Persimmon, we've got the Keatmoat, we've got the Bovis, we've got it all here, straight away. Job's a good one. Also a new development. Look at that, I didn't even know about that, that's new. Ah! So there you go, you learn something new every day. So there you go. So we've got all of these sites now. So what is really great about this site, okay, for me, is that you can request a brochure. So straight away you just click that, you can put in your information there, and your address. You can save it as well. I know you're putting your information in there, but it just saves you. It'll say you can save it into that format, so every time you want a brochure you don't have to fill it in. So I'd fill that in. I want to request a brochure, okay. I want to request a brochure. You don't have to put your phone number in either, and you can just get that brochure straight to you, and that will be posted straight out to you. So what happens is, new homes for sale, give the link to the developer, and then they basically send you the brochure out. And also if you look, they've got a great thing here, which is the A to Z of developers. So every single developer that they've got. So what I tend to do is, say for Bellway or say Bell Homes, I'll click on there, view all developments, and there you go, they've got 2 there. And then I'll just order a brochure for that development. You know, I mean, look at these, the Covent Garden. I got the brochure for this a few weeks ago, but it enables me to find developments that are really, really nice, that we can get showrooms online and get and visit and bring them to you. Okay, so using the internet is quite a really important thing. Before that, you know, before them days, we used to look at houses by the newspaper. We'd have our local paper, and that would have a property guide in it. I've actually got one. Stay there, I'll see if I can find it. So, you know what I'm like. So here is your typical property guide, okay. So look at this one, the Homes Guide, okay. So look at this one. So we got developers on the back there. Look, hang on, let's see what we got in it. Okay, let's have a look. Look at that. So we got Alfred McAlpine. Look, Alfred McAlpine Homes there. So let's have a look at the date of this property guide. It is Shropshire Star, Saturday, March the 16th, 1985. A property guide from 1985. That's how we bought houses back in them days, wasn't it? So we got another one here. This is a bit still all those years later. The date here is Thursday, June the 18th, 1996. So there you go, another property guide there. Lots of new homes in there. Look, let's see if we can see any of leading developers. Look, no, these are a lot of Shropshire house builders here. There we go, Bees are there. Look, so Bees are Second City. Yeah, so a lot of people looked for houses with these with property guides like that. It's worth keeping them, you know. I tell you, I used to have piles of those once, you know. Let's just look on the things. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, you can imagine my postman. I'll tell you what. Shall I show you? Would you like to see my archive? Come on then. I'll take. It's in here. Look, in this cupboard. Look. So this is my this here down here is my house building archive. Look. So you've got all sorts there. Look, you've got all sorts. You've got Bovis site plans. You've got brochures here. Look, house types. All this, all sort of filed away. So literally the history. I'll just pop you back. The history of house building is quite literally in my cupboard. So there you go. So you've got a lot there. So we've now looked. So we're now getting to the stage where we've been looking on the internet, and now we're sort of getting to the point where we're deciding on what we're going to do next. We've seen a couple of house types that we quite fancy. They're okay. I like this four bedroomed. I like this 4-bedroom detached now. So you're gonna what the next trouble is you want to go and view that house, don't you? And so you're scurrying around trying to get as much information as you possibly can on that house. So first thing you're doing is you're googling the house type. Okay, you're googling, oh well, I need to know what the Braddon by Taylor Wimpey's like, because there's no show home anywhere near. Okay, so hopefully at that point you would be looking around and looking for what people have said about that house type, and you know, trying to fathom out actually what does it look like, what the image of the Taylor Wimpey, the nice Taylor Wimpey video that they put on it, with the nice sort of pan around the videos, the few minute ones they put on, is that really what it's like, you know? And they're not, obviously not like that at all, are they? So that's what we're kind of looking at. So have we got to the point where we now want to buy that house? Okay. So like I say, you'd hopefully you'd come to us and Showhomesonline, check us out, see if we reviewed it and what we think about it. Okay. You know, what's it particular, what is it like? Okay. So you're going to then visit the site, aren't you? You're going to, now obviously at the moment with COVID, it's very, very difficult to do that, but developers are still pushing on with the showroom openings. Now we know there was one recently opened the other day, just up near us. We'll be going into that hopefully next week or the week after. With the current COVID situation, obviously they don't want too many people in a show home. When we're recording, we don't want anybody in a show home at all. So you know, it's very interesting, the whole COVID thing. I mean, the whole point is in show homes is that people go in and touch stuff, don't they? They pick stuff out. If you actually do an average Showhomesonline video and actually film how many times Emma's picked something up or tried a hat on or stuff like that, everything is potentially got, you know, we've got to look at it like that, haven't you? So, you know, it's potentially look with your eyes, not with your hands, so to speak. But I don't know whether they, you know, they get you to wear gloves or anything like that, you know. But most people like touching them. So anybody will lie on the bed or what have you. So I think we all have to be a little bit extra careful. So it means that COVID is bad. I'm bored with COVID. I don't think it's gone away completely, even at all. So, you know, you're going to have to make appointments to go in the show homes now, which are a real pain in the backside for us, because we like to just sail in there, do some recording and come back out. Job's good, and 20 minutes we're in and out, you know, no bother at all. But obviously we've got to book appointments, which what I love about that now is that it enables me to network a little bit better with the developers, really, and actually hunt them out, find out who the sales director is from that area, and actually improve the relationships between us, which is really, really, really important. So, you know, visiting them show homes during the COVID time is, you know, it's got to be done. People still want to buy houses, but, you know, it's like going anywhere. It's like going shopping, isn't it? You've just got to be really, really careful, you know, book your appointment there. I mean, developers want a little bit more information from you now, don't they, really, about stuff, but don't let it put you off, you know, go and view those show homes. So let's talk about the whole show home experience then. So normally on a normal time, you could just turn up at a show home and away you go, and you can have a look around. So when are the best days to visit show homes? Well, certainly not a Friday, because it's normally completion day, and there is not the sales lady or gentleman is normally out on site dealing with customers and handovers and stuff like that. So it's very, very difficult. I mean, we've turned up and there's been nobody in there, and you've had that dreaded sign back in half an hour or something, which is just, oh, that's really annoying, isn't it? you know, Monday is a really good day. I think you just think about the days. Go when people aren't at work. Okay, so if you can get time off and you can go of an afternoon or a morning, you know, then that's the best time to get in and review a show home, because I think you can only really enjoy showing when there's nobody else walking around it, because you're waiting to go in different rooms and stuff like that. You know, some of those show homes online videos have actually been filmed and chopped together because we've had to stop the flow of the film because people are generally in the way, which is really annoying. But they're here to buy a house, and actually when it comes down to it, they are the most important people, the people who are potentially buying. They're us, really. I mean, ultimately we are ultimately, in the grand scale of things, we are trying to get people to buy their houses, but we represent you as the buyers and also the developers, so it's a kind of double edge for us, really. But you know, when you go in that showroom, so once you've opened that door, then that's it, you're fair game then. So they're going to ask you straight away, what's your budget, what are you looking for? Okay, so if you're nosy and you just want to look around, then I would just be completely and utterly honest about that and just say, do you know what, I'm really interested and just be interested to come and have a look at them. Okay, so don't try, if you are just being nosy, don't go on peak times like, you know, late in the afternoon or something like that. You know, pick your times, because you know you don't want to waste anybody's time, really. You know, and they will want you to go and look around. They will want you to just go in and have a look, because a lot of people say, oh well, once they find out we're not buying, their attitude changes towards you. Just be honest with them and straightforward. And I think, you know, well, at the end of the day, they're all sales driven, and you know they are there to do a job and to potentially earn the company money. And actually, you know, to sell a house must be, imagine what that's like, actually selling a £350,000 house, and you're going home of an evening after your shift and going, I sold a house today. You know, people have trouble selling mobile phones, never mind an investment that big. So, you know, so usually sometimes on some busier sites, especially weekends, you'll have 2 sales advisors there, or even 3 on busier sites, you know, and so when they've got there and they've got the show home, a lot of sites that are going to be there for over 3 to 4 years, they will always have probably 2 or more show homes. Sites that sell out quick, they'll just have 1 show home, like Persimmon, they sell out quite quickly. But you know, developers like Redrow, then they tend to like to have a show village, and they've always done that, where they've got a lot more a lot more choice in the different house types. So you know, you'll never probably, you know, a developer would be offering probably 9 or 10 different house designs, but only there'll be 1 or 2 of the show homes, which may not be the particular house type that you want to buy. Just excuse me. So that's where you have got to find out where those other show homes are. Now, a sales negotiator would always probably just go to you, oh well, we've got another one at such and such, you know, and it might be really far away. But also just try and give us a chance as well. Have a look on our channel and see what we've got, or send us a request. We get thousands of requests every single day, guys. It's impossible to reply to them all, okay? But I like to just think, we might not reply to them, but we might just surprise you one day and you'll be watching and see that house that you requested is on there. I do look at them, I do note them down, and we do end up going there. I mean, like I say, you know, our inbox, if you can imagine how many people message us every single day, it's just virtually impossible to reply to them all. So you're going to have a look around that show home now. You've got, you know, you've got typically you'll always have a 3 or a 4 bed, or a 2 and a 3. 2s are quite rare. It just depends on what particular house types they're selling. So what's good is if you go in and you be honest and say, I'm being nosy, they will just say, there's the door, go on, you know, and help yourself in there, you know, go and have a look around. But then if you're wasting their time and you're just sort of going, well, you know, we are thinking of buying such and such, you know, yeah, they're probably going to be, they're probably not really going to give you the time of day. And don't take a brochure if you don't really want it, if you're not going to need it, or you just want to have a little browse of it. You know, if you're not going to buy it, or have anything to do with it, it's just a complete utter waste of paper, because you're only going to bin it in the end. And you know, we've got to be fair, and we've all got to conserve our resources, haven't we? Obviously my brochures are in the archives, so don't get going that, okay. So you're going in that showroom, so you're going to have a look around. So some developers, as soon as you walk through that door, some will have shoe protectors, some won't. We just go with the flow. We'll just have a look, make sure shoes are clean, and then we will go away. I mean, every developer will end up deep cleaning the carpets before it's that the show home is open. Always remember, the show home potentially is up for sale. So what happens is that show home is sold really early on, and then the person who buys it leases it back to the developer. So actually, sometimes we've come across the people who have bought that house who are actually inside the house, and we're videoing the house, and actually they're going, "Oh, we've bought this one." So it's quite weird, and it's weird like that. So you know, wear shoe protectors where necessary. I mean, a lot of people say, why don't we wear shoe protectors? But the thing is, you can imagine that rustling coming over on the camera. That would be quite annoying. But we do mostly sometimes take our shoes off. But then if we're taking our shoes off, when you've got insurance, you've got a potential health and safety risk there of hurting your foot or something. So it's always a little bit difficult. Well, you know, you're going to have a look around that house, you're going to have a look at the features, you're going to have a look, and you're going to give this running commentary to wherever you live about what you think. Is the garden, what does the garden look like, etc. Could we get this? And you start visualising your furniture in that house, don't you? And but in reality, you know, you can't buy a house just based around your furniture, because you might change your furniture, you know, eventually. So you know, you're looking at lots of different things with that show home. But if you have to travel away, if you have to travel away, just make sure you're looking at other options as well. So look in your local area and see if those houses are being built, you know, are being built elsewhere. But with Showhomesonline, what we try to do is try to capture portfolio house types. So you know, you're always going to have those house types that are going to be built all in other places. Okay. Yeah. So we're going on. So you've had a look at the show home, and then you're kind of looking at what house type you want. So that's the next thing. You'll go back to the sales lady, and you'll go, or the sales gentleman, and then you'll sort of go, well, what potential house are we looking at? What we're going to be going for. So you know, that's a scaling. So you'll be scaled from the smallest house type to the largest. Where do you fit within that hierarchy of house types? And you know, Taylor Wimpey have a really broad hierarchy of house types. Yet Persimmon actually is quite a small hierarchy of like Aldi's like that. You've got a very small product range, but it's no messing about, is it? And that's what Persimmon are like. You know, you've got a very small product range, but you know what you're getting. Ultimately, you've got, you know, a selection of shorter house types. Okay, and you've picked your house design now. You've been and seen it. Now you know what you're going to do. So now you're going to pick your plot, aren't you? So you're looking at that development and you're thinking, what is available? So is it about the plot, or is it about the house type, or is it about both? So when you're looking at a particular plot, so most people really like corner plots because you've got a bit of land on the end, still got a little bit of a bigger garden, you know, and it's just a little bit. Well, most corner plots end up being sometimes on the edge of a road or a turning, so you're going to have cars coming in and out. So it's worth looking at that side of things, and you're also looking at service strips as well. So their service strips are those bits of footpath that go around a property, the edge of a property, but are actually grassed rather than tarmacked, and they're service strips they are. So you got one of those running around your front property. Have you got trees growing next to your house? So you're looking at that position as well. But also, if you're looking at a house that's in the middle of a road, have you got enough parking? Have your neighbours got enough parking? Are they going to be parking on the road outside? Because most people have to, have they just got one parking space, but both of them have got cars? They're all the things you need to discover and look out for, because you don't want a car parked outside your house. I mean, is that going to be your view, or has your neighbour got a van or something? You're always looking about what potentially you need. That's only if you're buying off plan. But buying on that your house is sort of completed and you're looking at some of the what they call the stock plots. So you're looking at that, but also you're looking at the area in general. You're looking at stuff like you're looking at stuff in particular, sort of, how quiet is it there? And you can sometimes do that by coming back of an evening and having a little listen, or coming back at different times of the day. Or coming on a Sunday, seeing what everybody gets up to. Do your homework and see how that area functions. Are there lots of kids playing outside? Is that what you're looking for? Does that bother you? All sorts of different things. It could be the street lighting. Is there enough street lighting there? Is there a footpath that cuts through? So from a school, are the kids all going to cut through the estate to the school? All these little things, you've got to do your due diligence and have a look and make sure that the house that you're buying doesn't annoy you in any kind of way. Then once you're happy with that, you can choose that plot then. But don't be pressured, because they will say to you, well, this is the last plot, this is of that house type, until phase 5622 starts. You're really going to have to snap that up now. So don't make any pressurized decisions on any particular house type that you want to do. Other things to look at are affordable houses. Look, everybody who is buying a 4-bed is always going to ask the most common question: where are your affordable houses? Now, the definition of affordable houses, they could be smaller houses. They could be the percentage of houses that are sold off or given to housing associations like the Housing Trust, like Bromford and things like that. Where are they in the development? And how does that affect you where you live? Okay, but to be fair, a lot of these housing associations now really do keep tight ships with affordable housing, and what they try to do is minimise the grass outside, so they can't let it overgrow, because they don't know. It's up to them really. But you've heard some horror stories about people buying and then affordable houses are next door, and there's a sofa outside for 6 weeks. Not saying they're all like that, but I'm telling you, everybody says that in the development. Where are the affordable houses? I've heard it so many times before. So it is worth looking at that. But there's a new sort of range. A lot of the councils now are starting to build their own houses, and they're sort of building their own rented estates now, like quite modern looking ones. So you're going to see a lot of that. Coming out to patrician. Just have a look. Yeah. So now we're going. Well, but so just going back a little bit to choosing your builder. Okay. So, because I just missed a little bit out there, choosing your builder. So how do you choose a builder? One of the most common things that people ask me is, Steve, what's the best builder? If you can imagine how many builders we work alongside, and I start going, well, actually, it's such and such and such. Do you know what? The best way of doing it, okay, for my liking, the easiest way, if you give me a minute, is to go to the the House Builders Federation HBF website. Okay, now what basically my opinion on what the best house type is, but what the best developer is irrelevant really, because it's the house buyers that it really is important. So HBF have a star system. Okay, so the star system is basically like this. To have 2-star rating, you have to, house builders have to be rated in their customer service between 60 and 69.9%. To get a 3-star rating, you have to be 70 to 79%, 79.9%. 4-star, 80 to 89.9%, and to get a 5-star, which is the top, you need to get 90% or higher. So that is 90% or higher feedback from the customer service. So let's just go on to HBF now. Okay, so that's easy to find. That's hbf.com. Okay, that's it. So we're going across there now. hbf.com. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hang on. .co.uk. Okay. Right. Okay. So this is basically the home building evaluation. Okay. So we're looking. This basically will tell us all about the housing and the star rating of some developers. Okay. So if I go with I'm just going to house builder ratings. Okay, there we go. There we go. So here we go. This gives us, I don't know whether you can see it that well, this gives us the rating of house builders in the UK, and we can check it back. Okay, so each of the different developers. So let's see where Persimmon Homes is sitting at the moment. Okay, so Persimmon Homes is a 4-star builder. Okay, 4-star builder. Redrow is a 5-star builder. Okay, so this tells you who the best houses are being built by. Okay, so it will tell you all sorts of different developers that are in that. So there's lots of 5-star builders. Bovis, though, unfortunately, Bovis over the years have only been as low as 2 stars sometimes, and they've really worked hard to end up getting their 5-star rating back, and that's what they've done. They've turned around the customer service. So this site, so this is hbf.co.uk. You will be able to check out all of the different house grades. So when you're asking me the question, who's the best developer, that will give you that information there. It really will. So that's kind of what you're looking at. So now I'm going to look now at some of these. So we've gone through that one. We've picked the house types. So we've come to that stage now where we actually are about to buy the house, and we will look at that next week on actually what we do about the house buying process, how all of that sort of goes together and it works, and moving in and what to look for and snagging and all of that side of things. So I'm open now to any of your questions. So if you want to find me some questions out, guys, I'll do my best, because I know you've asked me a few so far, but I'm not, because I've been talking to you, I've not had them. So whack me some out. So you got some now. So let's have a look through. Right. So Tom Bruce says, when do I think show homes will open without appointments? I don't think they will. I think this will be, it's like asking the question in it, when do you think supermarkets, you're going to be able to walk around supermarkets without, COVID is nowhere near gone. I think some people think that it is, and people act like it is, but actually it hasn't. And I think this will be going on for a long time. Who knows? It might even be the way forward of the way house building's actually going to be. It's going to be going now. Okay. Okay. So that's it. So I'm just answering the questions. Okay. Question: is it possible to get a house builder to put money towards your deposit? Well, it depends how much they want to sell that property, because there are all sorts of tasty kind of deals that they kind of do. And even now you've got house builders trying to get rid of stock. So today, at this current moment in time, you could potentially pick up a really good deal, a really good deal. Okay. I honestly, Kenzie, I honestly think, because Kenzie's just said that he thinks that the developments in his area are 100% open now. So let's just, what we will do is let's just go to Harrogate. Okay. Yeah, so we are for a good example here. Yeah, so it's pre-booked. So I don't think it has. I don't think that's actually true. All over the country, and this is not the government have said this, that the COVID rules are set by the government. So I don't think that's particularly true. It doesn't, you know. And yeah, and Darren's asked, why do some plots seem to really struggle to sell in your opinion? Well, I think it's down to the plot position, isn't it? Because as I was saying, certain developments have different plots that you just like they're in a bad position, or they're too close to the end, or you look out the window and it overlooks next door. You know, there's always going to be plots that are just really rubbish plots, and you just like somebody's going to have them eventually. You know, we develop. You know, I mean, when they're planning, I'm assuming when you're planning a housing estate and you're trying to squeeze in the houses, somebody's always going to get a really bad kind of plot, aren't they? Or it could have a huge retaining wall in the back, or you know, various different reasons really. Oh, so yeah, so Kenzie said it's Bellway at Harrogate, but I think Bellway have still got the rules in force nationwide. That's interesting. We'll have a look. So this is from Vicky Harrison. The Taylor Wimpey site where I live, I was paying stamp duty as an incentive. Now that they've scrapped it, do you think there's other things house builders will contribute towards? Yeah, I think there will be. I think house builders will be thinking about the whole new thing. They're desperate to get things moving. Although things over the last couple of weeks, a lot of house builders have published encouraging reports saying that they're potentially doing really well, and that it's been as good as ever. I don't know whether they're just saying that for confidence, but I know there's a lot of smaller developers that, how can that be when there's so many people who have lost their jobs or are still furloughed, or people are just really uncertain about their jobs. I mean, that's the one thing, people aren't sure what their jobs are, so I don't really know. Yeah, so that's it. I think, yeah. Will the appointment only situation result in a lack of sales? Could we see more stock plots? More stock plots over the, yeah. Do you know what? They're all back. The houses are being built, and I think, yeah, there will be a lot more stock plots. But I think there's nothing wrong with stock plots, because at least you can go and have a good look around what you're buying, and the settlement is already begun in the house already. So potentially you could get, even if it's a stock plot and it was stuck, even if it was, you know, 3 months and it's been stuck there, at least you've got the potential there to get those snagging done before you move in there, before you're happy, rather than it being rushed. Because to be honest with you, any home buyers do put a lot of pressure on developers, saying, come on, we need to get, I want to get, you know, I've got to be moved by this time, you know, and you know, and that causes issues, doesn't it, so to speak. It's quite hard to get it's quite hard to get a private plot. Yeah, TF question. Yeah, he's asking me in Telford what developers I think will be trying to clear stock plots. I think it's mainly just the mass builders, really, because we have got in Telford, we've got a big village going up right in the middle, and that's called Lawley Village, and they're building. I mean, to be honest with you, they are building a lot of plots, and they've just got ahead with them. So potentially, they've just opened a show home, and there's 2 other show homes due to be opened in the next couple of months. Potentially, yeah, they're not going to know. I don't think they're really seriously going to know until a good month or so now of just actually how much it has impacted the house building. Yeah, everybody's back to work, but yeah, I mean, people, you are going to lose a lot of passing trade. You really are. You know, and that's when you see the flags, you just want to pop in and just go and have a quick look. That the opportunist side of things. But actually, on Showhomesonline, we're getting approximately just up to 100,000 views a month, which is really, really good. But it shows people are using different methods now for looking at the homes, and that's quite, you know, quite good. Let's have a look. Developers. Do you know, I don't think developers will go out of business. I think some of the developers are strong enough. I think the last kind of recession, we lost a lot of developers, but there are some really big boys out there, and they'll be quite eager to snap any of the smaller developers up. And they only snap in, and it's just, remember, it's the land that's important, not the land. It's important, not the developer. So, like Persimmon, they took on all of the other developers because it was the land bank that they were interested in. Yeah, just asking if we'd use a snagging company rather than to professionally snag a building. I don't know. Do you know what? Do your research and get to know about snagging. There's plenty of videos on YouTube, and then just don't have that house until you're happy with it, and go and have a look at it in a bit more detail. Just do your research and then snag your own house. I'll save you a lot more money in the long run. Yeah, IKEA man, the flat pack guy, he's just asked me what, in my personal opinion, what is my favourite show home. Well, I've always said, isn't it? It's that Countryside Properties one at Abode in Cambridge. I mean, that is something else. Planning rules have been relaxed. Planning rules, that is actually only over the last couple of weeks that's been announced that 2 things have happened. Planning rules have been relaxed slightly, and developers, especially in Telford, are allowed to work later into the evening now to push the house building thing back up, you know. So they've all been having emails saying that the residents have an email saying that that certain developers are going to be working a lot later. So that's really annoying. Really annoyed them. So, okay, Help to Buy is one of those things which it's actually really made some house builders some serious money, and it's also helped a lot of people get on the housing market, hasn't it? I mean, if it wasn't for Help to Buy, what I think Help to Buy has been a saviour for a lot of house builders, you know. Yeah, right. Anyway, guys, I'm just looking at what we've done. Yeah, 1 hour 14. That's about right. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. We've had a bit of a talk about the journey to buying a house and what have you. Um, look out for a new video. I'm going to put one in. I'll put one on this week. I've got some stuff left over, and I want to be able to put that on for you, and actually I'll pop you some videos on. You know, in actual fact, I'll see if I can get one for Monday for you. Okay. Anyway, I want to thank every individually one of you for joining us, and it's really great to have you on board with this, and I hope you really like it, and we will probably do another house builder history at some point, so we'll get the brochures out and have a look at some of the little bits and pieces and stuff. But I hope you've enjoyed it. We've had a really good go, and hopefully we'll get Emma back on. She's normally in bed by now, actually. 9:14. Yeah, I bet she probably is. Likes an early night, do you know what I mean? Is that what you call it? Stalking show homes. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Stalking show homes. And yeah, guys. So thanks for us. So all just remember, join me on like the Showhomes Online page. Subscribe to this channel if you can. The more subscriptions we get, we don't look so Mickey Mouse then, do we? So we don't look like a Mickey Mouse outfit, do we? But I know you know we're not. But everybody have a pleasant evening, and I will join you all again next week, same time, same channel. See you guys. Oh, this is the bit where I can't close it now, look. Oh yeah, there you go. See you guys.